The risk always there when you're starting a business during the best of times. During lockdowns, it's even harder. The exit strategy is critical. Today we're talking exit strategies. Roll it. Welcome back to another video. My name is Nikos Rentis, and this is mentorsapproach.com, where we strive to make a video each and every week to get you thinking and moving in the right direction. So hit subscribe. Today we're talking about exit strategies, specifically with lockdowns, because in the best of times, an exit strategy is a great idea. So why wouldn't it be now? Why am I bringing this up? Well, a lot of people have reached out and asked me, what part of my planning is good? What part of the planning do I need to improve? And the reality is that almost nobody has an exit strategy. Nobody's looking at what will happen if things go wrong. Everybody's just kind of like, yes, I'm in the moving forward phase and everything's going to go right and I don't have to worry about anything and I'm going to make a move here. There's good opportunity out there because a lot of businesses have closed and I know the next best thing. And then they start to plan, and they plan the easy stuff. They plan the stuff that they can see, but they don't plan the stuff they can't see. This is number one on the list, risk management. They're not looking at the risks that exist and how to mitigate those risks. Now, I'm not saying get scared of the risks. I don't even believe in the word risk. I look at it as just another word that's a negative word, and it's just this idea of what could go wrong. And if something could go wrong, well, now there's a risk. There's a risk factor. And because there's a risk factor, we can put a percentage on that. And if there's a high enough percentage that it might go wrong, it probably will go wrong, and we just want to know what to do when it does go wrong. And if it does go wrong, we have the steps to go through and analyze, hey, we are in the situation, we've already planned for it, we know what to do, let's act on the plan and then keep moving forward. That's the whole idea behind risk management. If you look at risk as a whole, it's just an uncertainty that might occur, something that's not in accordance to what you're expecting to happen. Now, when you do a SWOT analysis on anything, you're looking at your strengths and your weaknesses, and then you're looking at the idea behind, hey, what are my external issues that I could face? And you're looking at those opportunities that might come your way, and you're looking at the threats, and things may change. And if they do change, how do you navigate through those? Step two is time, energy, and money. How are you investing your time, energy, and money? How does this look? How does it feel? Is it the right thing? And according to your plan, does it make sense? Because we need to analyze this, and we have to ask ourselves, we need to put into play the risk management aspect if something does occur, which means, am I investing my time, energy, and money wisely? If something goes wrong, is it going to take away from the things I need to be doing? And if so, how does it affect the whole long run of this starting a business during lockdowns? Now, you may ask, well, what about having other people do stuff for me if things go wrong? And bingo, we want to make sure that our time isn't taking away from what is occurring so we can put into practice something that we've planned for, like hiring somebody to deal with something. We're just handling the risk, and we're not losing out on the time, energy, money we are investing into whatever we've planned. The goal here is to become a planning machine where we know exactly what we're doing, when we're doing, and how that looks. Now, overall, people will plan to nth degree, and then they forget about this exit strategy. And the exit strategy is the idea of that time, energy, money in accordance to the risk factors of what will occur when things go bad, and you understanding when to quit. Know when to quit. I have a whole series of that. I'll link it above. Know when to quit. How do we know when to quit? We can only know based on what our time, energy, and money is that we are investing and what's our return on investment. And if all of a sudden we are looking at that plan for the risk management and we're going through and we're going, oh, I now am in 3 or 4 different risk factors that are increasing. How do I get out quick, efficient, and not lose out on the opportunities that exist to save the max amount of investment I've put into things? This is it. This is all we're doing. We're saying to ourselves, how can I have a strong exit strategy? Whether that is from the time I'm investing, okay, the money I'm investing, the energy I'm investing. And we're saying to ourselves, how do I get through the next stages and how do I know when to quit? I have to have the risk factors come into play where I've scheduled them in, and I know that if I hit those big risk factors, that I might be in danger of not having this business succeed the way I wanted it to. So you know to, hey, let me just stop this right now. Let me close her down and move on to the next thing. The idea here is mindset, which is last on this list because you're going to be, it's a critical one and I wanted to bring it up. You're going to be dealing with a heck of a psychological warfare going on in your head. It's going to be just a cluster of, logically speaking, you want to keep going, but you know that it's not doable and you need to put an end game and you know this. And at the same time, on an emotional roller coaster that you're going on is going to be saying, don't worry, we got this. I can keep going. I can keep going. And that logical fight is happening, even though you can do it. But on a logical sense, it's not going to happen. And on the emotional sense, you got this hope. And hope is what kills us. And this is why the exit strategy comes into play. The exit strategy will, by definition, cause you to go into that logical mindset because you know that you had planned for it. Now, whenever I've had the logical sense to create an exit plan, an exit strategy, I've succeeded out of any situation. Whenever I haven't, emotions took over. So my mindset has a big factor, a contributing factor of this exit strategy plays in my mindset overall decision-making abilities. And it comes down to being able to make the right decision at the right time. My goal with this video is to bring this into light. You want to look at the situation at hand. What are your risks and how are you mitigating those risks? Have a plan for it. Time, energy, and money being invested, there should be a return on investment. And from there, we want to be able to look at our accountability factor and ask ourselves, are things going well? Analyze where the risks are popping up and look at our exit strategy and say, what do we do when too many risks have arisen and we can't continue forward? Let the exit planning begin to take over. So you've already planned it. You already know what you're going to do instantaneously. And off you go to exit the whole event without being emotionally drained and then feeling like a failure and this and that. In fact, what will happen after this, you will sit down and we'll go through this the loss period of any cycle of losing anything. And you will eventually get back up and you'll say, I tried, I made an effort, I almost made it. Now I'm going to go try again. It's the best feeling in the world because you're actually moving forward in the right direction. Now you can go tackle a new problem, but hey, maybe after the lockdowns, this idea would have worked without lockdowns and maybe you started up again. But because you've had this experience, now it will be much easier. Or you're going to take all this experience and start something new. Now, when I have not succeeded at something, I've had a successful exit and I've walked away successful. All parties were successful. Okay. Whenever I haven't, it's not. Okay. And this is where we put in the balance of, do we take the time for this? If you take the time, things will be better. If you don't take the time, things won't be better. Now, before I let you go, one last example of this. What I want you to really think about, and something to leave a comment below and ask yourself, have you ever done this, is to look at any situation in your life and ask yourself, did you have an exit plan? So if you were going to school and you were in a program and you weren't going to get your top grades or a passing grade, did you have an exit plan? Did you know when to quit? Did you know that when you were in a relationship and things weren't going to be going good, at what point do you quit? Did you know when you were working somewhere that there was an exit plan for you, that if things go bad, I need to leave, what do I do? Notice if there's an exit plan, you're good to go. In all of these situations, you know when to say no. The most important thing, if anything you're going to learn, this is it. How do I say no to both everybody else and myself, my mindset? How do I say no to my emotions and do the right thing at the right time for myself? My name is Nikos Rantas. This is mentorsapproach.com. Leave a like if you could. It'll help the channel. And of course, leave a comment below. Have you been in this situation? What was it like? Leave your story, because somebody might be watching this down the road. They might read your comment, they might relate, and you might help change a life. And don't forget, there's 2 videos here that I know are going to help.